schedule growth activities. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I got a haircut. Okay, and it's a funny story about my haircut, and I've discussed it before. I cut my own hair. So not only do I cut my hair, I also cut my two sons' hairs. I cut their hair also. Okay, and it's funny how I ended up doing this. It was one of those things where I never liked having to schedule my time to go into town, to find an open barber, to go through the whole hassle of sitting there waiting in line to get your hair cut, sit there, make chit chat with the person, go through this whole rigmarole. It's just, I never liked it. I never liked it ever since I was a kid. Well, when I was a kid, we had a lot of really decent barbers for very little. They didn't cost much, and so I liked doing that. But I've never been able to find a barber in this area that I was really super fond of, so I started cutting my own hair years ago and have kept it up. Another thing is, I figured because I was a cheapskate, I would cut my hair more often if I didn't have to pay for it. I could just, once a week, every other week, whatever, I'll just go through, cut my hair. Well, it's a little bit more difficult to cut your hair than that in most cases, at least with my hair. My hair's like wire, so it's not the most manageable. You got to cut it just right, otherwise it doesn't work. And even then, it oftentimes does not look that great after I'm done. It grows in and it works out fine, but it's not the best. And so it's one of these things where I don't cut my hair as often as I would probably if I had someone else cut it, if I found somebody that I liked and could go back over and over again. But I still keep doing it, and it really comes down to being lazy. Is what it comes down to. Is because it's so available. I'll do it when I do it, and I put it off and put it off and put it off. So what's this have to do with business? What's this have to do with all the things that we talk about here on a nightly basis? Well, here it is. I find that I don't do things that I don't want to do and will put them off indefinitely as long as I possibly can, except in two occasions. Number one, that I schedule it. The second piece of that is if someone else is depending on me, if I've scheduled it with a secondary person, if I have someone else tied to it. The only other way that happens is if I build a daily habit. Well, I'm not daily going to cut my hair, but and then most things you don't do daily. You can't necessarily make a daily habit out of everything. It's a great thing to do, and we've discussed that here before, but you can't do it out of everything. So when it comes to cutting my hair, really it would be helpful if I just pay someone to come to my house and do it, and it's on the schedule, and it's done, and it happens every 2 weeks or every month, and it's just like clockwork. It just happens. I would do it. It would get done. It wouldn't be something that I would enjoy as much as doing it myself. But on the same end, if the person was good and they were quick, I'd be A-okay with it. And it's like that with everything I've ever done in my life. And to this day, the pieces of business that I don't want to do or are more difficult for me, it's easier to either make it a habit or schedule it. And if I can schedule it in and tie it in with another person to where they're going to hold me to it, that's when magic happens. And so if you find that there's a huge block in your business, if you can't outsource that activity, if it has to be done by you, schedule it and have someone hold you to it. It's a little tip. It's made all the difference in the world to me when I've stuck to it. When I've done that, things get done. When I haven't, they don't get done. So Hopefully that's helpful to you. I wrote a book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. It's all about how to make your business competition proof. It's a real simple read. You can get a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. amazonproofbook.com. We'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.